Annie, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay, Annie?
They got my jam. That was June, 2 months ago. I have no idea how many I gained, but I don't care. It's just a number.
Yeah, I think that's all for me.
Oh, I think this is the last one. I freaking love this. Aham. Why did you change that to Aham? Woohoo. Hold on, it's been a year?
Oh, shit.
Hold on, give me a sec.
What? I was subscriber to Aham YouTube. How could I know?
Subscribe now.
Gaming. Who doesn't like gaming?
Bro, we gaming.
The MACD tag. Hold on, just put FX on the Twitter on the link, and it will be a video. It's funny. The MACD tag. I just individually click.
Just click. It's literally 0 seconds long.
0 seconds. I just got deleted.
You can just hear me clicking my mouse just for each frame.
I deleted it.
Oh my.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Those of you guys that are tuning on in, just a reminder that right now we are having our podcast VolxUp, our 3rd episode, so that's what we'll be doing right now. So if you're here to play Brawlhalla, unfortunately that stream will not be until later. So right now we are doing our podcast. Hopefully you guys stick around, watch it, support it. Thank you guys so much. We will be starting momentarily. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, all those individuals that are out there watching right now, tuning on in. Welcome to another episode of VolxUp number 3 this time around. Today's topic will be artists, of course. We have a lot of cool names, big names in this podcast today, so I'm very excited to get it started. So we will be starting here in a couple of seconds, probably about 30 seconds. Hope you guys are ready. Hope you guys are as excited as I am. Do not forget to hit that thumbs up button. Do not forget to hit that sub button. Thank you guys so much for being here. Hello, testing 1, 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of VolxUp. An MVE podcast occurs every Sunday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Today's topic will be artists. I'm very excited because we have some amazing individuals here today to talk about their experience, to talk about their knowledge, to share their talent, and we will be showing some of their artwork here on this live stream. And of course, this will be put on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music later on today. So if you're here, great. If not, we will definitely have that live and ready for you guys later on. So today we will be starting with introductions. Whoever would like to go first, please go ahead and introduce yourselves. If there's like a specific art or art style that you feel like you specialize in, or maybe you do it all, you can go ahead and emphasize on that. Tell us your favorite game or genre, and I think any social media links that you may have or anything that you want to drop on air. Go ahead, anybody could go first. The Holy Toaster.
Hello. Well, as the name implies, I'm the Holy Toaster. I'm a bit of a small artist as of right now. I am still kind of finding my path in art right now. I'm switching between styles. I'm buying a lot of courses and programs to try to find my way into seeing what I'm doing around here. So far, I've delved into realism, into cartoony, flats, all that kind of stuff. I'm just really trying to study lighting right now. If I could mention my current favorite game, I guess right now it has to be Hades, although all time has to be Risk of Rain 2. So my favorite genre, of course, would be roguelikes, just because I can't help with that rush of adrenaline, you know?
Yeah, definitely get it. And that's the Holy Toaster, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for being here. Can't wait to hear you later on in the podcast, talk a little bit more on that. Always like to hear when people are continuing to learn and stack up that knowledge. Very important in anything you want to get good at. So, but yeah, up next we will have Carol.
Hello everyone, I'm Carol Jusket, I'm the lead artist and co-owner. I specialize in Brawlhalla style, which is cartoon. I also do a little bit of anime style, more to shonen, and semi-realistic. I'm currently studying anime style and perspective.
And do you have any favorite game or genre?
RPGs for sure, and favorite game, I guess, is Skyrim. Skyrim, yes.
All right, well, that's Carol, ladies and gentlemen. Up next, we will have, I'm going to start calling you guys. We will have Aham coming up next.
Hello. Wait.
He forgot. So introduce yourself. Go ahead and let us know what kind of art style you specialize in, or anything that you want to talk about your work when it comes to art, as well as let us know your favorite game, your favorite genre, and then any links you want to just verbally say about your social medias or anything like that.
I am Aham. pixel artist for MVE. Oh, I do mainly cartoony pixel art. And is that it? I record.
You got a favorite game or a genre?
Oh yeah, that just Brawlhalla and fighting games in general.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Ahan. We look forward to hearing more from you later on in the podcast. Up next, we will have Alpine. Chime on in.
Hello. I have been driving for actually I've been driving to improve for almost 2 years, and I I draw with a mouse, which is really funny. I have no idea what my art style is, but it's kind of chibi, unreally cartoony. That's what people say. And my favorite games are so weird. Like for example, I love Terraria. Then you can find me on Titanfall 2. But my favorite game of all time is TF, the Team Fortress 2. For its art style and the gameplay. But my favorite genre is probably roguelikes or first-person shooters, especially fast ones. I have been playing Ultra Kill, which is really cool. And I have done nothing but play Genshin Impact for 3 months. Please don't call me a weeb. That's all.
Well, thank you so much. Alpine, looks like, and you are seeing some of that art right now just right in front of your screen. If you are tuning on in visually, you can see that right in front of you, just showing you some art pieces. Later on, some artists may, talk about some specific pieces, and we'll give them that chance. But right now, just this art, just going through it, showing you guys this amazing art from all our different participants today. Up next, we'll go down the line. We will have Pocky.
Can you hear me? Yeah. I'm Pocky, an artist for ME2. So yeah, you know me on Twitter. And I'm specialized in furry art and anime cartoony mixed art too. In my favorite game genre is platformers and fighting games and open world games like Minecraft. And yeah, that's all.
Thank you so much, Pocky. Pocky, not a stranger to being on these podcasts. I think we've had her the last couple of times, so you guys should know her by now, but definitely one of those top artists that has been doing a lot of different things in the community as well as in MVE. But just like all these artists, amazing. Up next, we will have Rayden.
What's up? My name is Rayden. I do a lot of art. I really do a lot of art. Like, I think I draw almost every day. I am specializing in anime art styles, like somewhat like My Witch Academia, something like that. I've been doing digital art for like 2 years. My favorite game genre, it's like switching between rhythm games and fighting games, and my favorite game of like all time is probably Mortal Kombat 11 or Mortal Kombat 9. It's one of them two, and that's about it.
Just a question right off the bat, just because I am looking at your art right now. It looks like you made some sort of and forgive me if I'm wrong, some tribute to Juice WRLD. We're seeing Juice WRLD in this. Is that XXXTentacion as well?
Yeah, basically the whole point of this art is for Trippie Redd's now released recent album Trip at Night, and those are like all the features alongside with him. So, and plus X and Juice was featured on the album, so I wanted to be inclusive and add them there as a tribute.
Oh, wow, amazing. I just had to point that out. Just some of these guys are some of my favorite artists. Really made an impact on me. I'm just a big music guy, so just seeing this picture, the effect of it, in my feelings, I'm just like, wow, like this tells a lot, it shows a lot. So definitely something I had to point out and ask about. So thank you so much for sharing this, and thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate you.
Of course.
Up next, our next question, I think what we're all wondering, I know I'm wondering, how did you guys start? Where did this drive, or where did this love for art begin? Because obviously you guys have been doing this for a while. Obviously, we heard the Holy Toaster earlier talk about how they want to improve. They're continuing to look at these different things to bring that knowledge in. They're looking at lighting. Obviously, this is something you guys like to do. You want to continue to improve in. how did you start? Who wants to go first? The Holy Toaster. Let's go ahead and go with the Holy Toaster.
Hello again. I originally, if you want to go back all the way to the beginning, then my original reason for starting art was literally just to do something that other people didn't do. Because in elementary school, I saw that most other kids were like skilled in something else. Like some kid was literally just a calculator. Some kids were really good at sports. I wanted something else that I thought would be fun, and I found that the easiest thing to start on would be drawing. However, for the next many years, I didn't really try to improve, and I kind of stuck with this really bad habit of just kind of tracing on top of a picture with a light behind a window. And it was only really until like about a year and a half ago, like maybe freshman year, that I decided that I should actually start to do something about it. And that was mostly because of the fact that I just joined the Brawlhalla community, and I went into the art section and I saw that people were really good at it. And it was the first time that I had been exposed to like good artists, not from afar, like on a Twitter page, but like literally posting in a Discord server right in front of me. And that just kind of sparked me to say, you know, I could take this somewhere. I could take this somewhere more. And I could explain everything that went on past then, but really it's just the same motive has been, what else could I do with this? So that's how it's been so far.
Wow, and it's amazing to see, ladies and gentlemen. Just check out this art. I mean, we're already, looking at some of this art that the Holy Toaster has made, and just amazing work. Love to see it. Once again, all of these artists is very talented. So what you're seeing on your screen is definitely their work. So make sure, A, you drop them a follow, because obviously their social media account is right there. And 2, make sure you support the artist, because even you dropping a like, sharing that, retweeting it, helps them out a lot. But look at this amazing work. Carol, you want to go up next? How did you begin? How did you begin this journey of getting into art, continuing to improve? Let's hear that story.
I guess since I was a kid, I wanted to do something by myself, because as the Holy Toaster said, always that has the kids who are literally calculators, that do everything, who are good at sports and all. But I guess for me, I didn't want to be different. I just wanted something to say it's mine, that say, I did this, this is mine, I did it, it's here, you can see it. And for the most part of my life, my childhood, I just drilled during class. I pay attention to the class, of course, but I remember doing the homework in class, so I had more time to draw. And the teachers always bother me a lot, saying that I shouldn't be drawing or doing stuff. But I always put the class on point. Like, I always had good grades and did the homework, so I had more time to draw. And I remember having my hands sore going back home because I just drew and write the whole day. I guess that's how I started. Also, from the media, the Vocaloids that had very, very pretty 2D art in YouTube at 2010 back then. And I guess Grand Chase had a big impact on me. The graphics there were just amazing, stunning for my little childish eyes. So I guess this influenced me to start in career in illustrations.
This is awesome, guys. I mean, if you're out there listening right now, I know that a lot of people, including myself sometimes, are a little envious of these artists. Why? Because I'll be honest with you guys, I tried it. I gave it the old college try, but like, I'm not a good artist, my handwriting's not even that good. So just seeing these artists put beautiful things together like this is just amazing. It's art, man, and it's just, sometimes it's forgotten or it's put in the back burner, or sometimes people downplay the amount of work it takes to put together just things like this, and it's just amazing to see. The Holy Toaster, did you have something to add? I saw you unmute.
Hello. I wanted to add in something that I've had this belief for a while, and I think that the phrase that I can't draw or whatever is something that I feel like we should be saying less, because I really do think it's my honest belief that if anybody really wants to be good, it can happen, right? It's like from the movie. It sounds weird, right? But the movie Ratatouille gave me this idea, right? it's not just anyone can cook, but a good cook can come from anywhere. So I really do think that anybody can learn to draw if they really put in the effort to. Because
Wow.
I started off with a lot of disadvantages. So if I can do it, then I think most people can.
Wow. Okay. The Holy Toaster definitely just hit me in the heart right now. That's insane. A, that's one of my favorite movies. B, I remember that line. It was so inspirational. It still is. And just you bringing that back. Okay. I see where you're coming from. I think you have a very good point of view. And, maybe if I do sit down, put that work in it, I might improve in that. So, but yeah, amazing. Aham, how did it start, man? Let's hear it.
I started Pixlr like 3 years ago when I was like in school. It was like art, and we were handed like Chromebooks, I think. Not Chromebooks, like just regular laptops. And I tried to do pixel art with that for some reason, which was something. And then an online community. I was in another community that wasn't the Brawlhalla, and I did pixel art for fun. It improved a bit. And then I went to the Brawlhalla community. Did more pixel art there. Which is... What else to add? Can't.
Well, you know what? Let me go ahead and add on to that because I think Aham has really been growing in his art.
Yeah.
I think that he started off a little small, kind of taking a minimal risk, kind of playing it safe, and then right now, I mean, even looking at this GIF right in front of you guys, this Rayman coming down with his signature, it looks awesome. I mean, now he's grown into being a small pixel artist, doing small safe things. Now you're animating it. Like
animated using it, not the actual program. Like I use Flash for this. Like put like the pixel art, it's like separate limbs and then animating like that. Which is interesting and fun.
This man Aham straight to the point, just like, hey man, this is how I do it. It's a lot of fun. I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna keep improving.
I am gonna keep doing it.
Thanks, Aham, man. But look, this is exactly what you're seeing right now. Everybody out there listening, tuning on in. This is some of his work. It's animated now, but I mean, he's even been doing bigger pixel artwork. Like he just recently did like the computer screen of the Brawlhalla devs streaming together, like all four of them.
Not recently, but
insane.
Not recently, but yeah. It's like the first time I did something with like a bigger canvas.
Yep.
And now I'm doing something for MBE, I think, like school.
Oh man, he's gonna leak it, guys.
I mean, I posted on Twitter like a while ago.
Yeah, you did. All right, up next we are gonna hear from Alpine.
Hi.
The beginnings of Alpine, the start.
Hello. I have been drawing. Like I actually been doodling in class when I have free time, but I have never draw for to improve or anything. It's just a fun time killing activity for me. Then I started getting into Brawl community. Then I was in a private server with a bunch of many artists, and I saw someone drawing with a mouse, and I was like, I can do that too. Then I started drawing this. Hold on, can I DM you the drawing?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hold on, Mr. C. Message.
Oh no, message per pod. Message per pod.
Oh, okay, my bad. Per pod.
Same call. This man Alpine, what you're seeing?
And I drew this. Then I drew this in Paint.net.
Oh yeah.
This is a drawing of a spy from TF2. Then someone recommended me a program called Krita, and I drew this. It's kind of funny. Also, this is the hold on. This is my last drawing. Hold on. I just posted this yesterday, and I kind of like it. Now I'm drawing on Medibank with I'm still on a mouse because It's a long story. I don't want to tell. Basically, I can buy a tablet at least right now.
This is just amazing work. This is amazing artwork.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
But yeah, what you guys are seeing is just some of his artwork here. Amazing. Alpine has been drawing for a long time, doing some amazing work. So happy that he's here and able to put in some professional words. So, Rayden, we are going to hear from you next. Tell us about the start of it all. How did it happen? Was it a radioactive spider? Was it, like somebody just putting you on art? What happened?
How would I start this? Basically, I think it was like my grandma that told me this on my birthday. I started drawing when I was 3. I'm like, excuse me? So apparently how it worked was like when I was over at my grandma's house most of the time, I just asked for like a paper and some colored pencils or some crayons, and I just started doodling away. And it just gotten to that point where I just love drawing. That like it has gotten to a point where teachers have came to me and just be like, "Can you like pay attention in class and stop drawing?" Like, and then during more time in the school year, like middle school, that's when I started like getting like bigger projects for the school. Like they wanted me to do art wise and stuff, and then there would be some times where they want me to try and design a shirt. I'm like, okay, excuse me? So during I think my 13th or 14th birthday, my dad got me a tablet. So when I went to go experiment, I just downloaded like some free art softwares and just see what I can do. Like, and then at the time I was used to music. I loved music. It all grew on me. So I decided to try and make like album covers. So, like parental stickers, just let your imagination go wild. And then that's when I found out like a bunch of artists are on Instagram. Like a good artist I can probably recommend is your local Off God. You will know about him instantly because he has done work for like the Kid Leroy, or like he did like something for Grade A Studios, like Grade A Records, like the one record label Juice was in. And then I'm just looking at all this and like, I can do that maybe just with like a little practice. So I just started drawing digitally every day until I could get the hang of it and try and find my style. And then when I was 15, I found the style I was used to. It was just how do I want to approach this? Do I want to like approach this more like a cartoonish vibe, or do I want to give some type of like manga vibe? So I just experimented more ever since I found like what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm still doing it, of course, to this day. I'm still an artist. So when you have someone that can say like, maybe I can do this, or like I would say I could do this, like all you have is really put in the time, put in the motivation, put in whatever you can just to find your art style, find your motivation. All it takes is just a little dedication and a little bit of practice, because sometimes practice doesn't make perfect. It can always make progress though. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, 100%. And it sounds like the journey has been there. The work has been put in. I mean, this man Rayden has some wonderful art that have been displaying this whole time he's been talking. So I hope you guys have been enjoying it. Once again, make sure you guys drop a follow on all those socials for all these artists in here, and go ahead and support their art. But one thing that I did really get from that story from Rayden, and I've seen it happen not only in person, but also I've heard it from other artists that, just like he brought up, hey, my teacher would come up to me and be like, hey, can you pay attention and do less art? But obviously, that's something that they love to do. The practice is going to help them out, make progress, things like that. It sounds like sometimes there's people in life or certain situations in life that really look down on art, or maybe put it in the back seat and not put it as high as some other things, like maybe academics or maybe sports, things like that? Have you guys experienced any of those challenges coming up in art that have discouraged you or held you back in growing in art?
I have, like, a lot, actually. Like,
Same.
it's like they want me to put like all this other stuff and then I can get to the art. Like, no. Like, yeah, I can focus on this now, but I'm not trying to put all this other shit, excuse my language, for just before art. Because, yeah, grades are important. Of course, graduate high school, kids. That's a lesson. That's always a lesson. Graduate high school and give college a chance. And, but like, after grades and all the other stuff, then you can put art. You don't have to put so much more optional stuff in front of what you love, like sports. Like, yeah, they're gonna force you to do more because you're the one who wanted to choose it. But then again, you have multiple passions, if you get what I'm saying. It's kind of simple to just multitask and being able to balance time. It depends on how you are in your mental state and your physical state.
Then the Holy Toaster has something to add.
Yeah, by far, I used to blame a lot on my environment, and to be fair, my environment is a bit not exactly optimal for the things I want to do. But if there's anything I've learned, it's that getting mad at things that you can't change tends to just make you unreasonably sad. And so mostly what you should be focusing on is the things that you can change, right? So by far the most consistent, biggest obstacle for myself has always been myself, really. It's, how do I manage my time? How do I self-discipline myself into setting up a schedule that actually works? I look at Teleporte making an animation every day for a year, and I say, oh, hey, if he can do that, then I can do a simple drawing every day. But the problem with that is that he organizes his time and, has at least a strong enough mental state to be able to keep that style up and schedule up for a whole year, when in the meantime I wake up and take like 40 minutes to get out of bed, and then I do some of the things I need to do. The biggest problem has to be probably self-control, really.
All right, so we got a conversation here going on about external and internal factors, within yourself, finding the time, being able to prioritize, getting that work done. If you want to get that grind complete, you're going to find the time to do it. And then Rayden on the other side, yeah, we're hearing that there are some things that hold you back, and I 100% agree with that. I think both factors are something. I think kind of art is kind of, I think it was, I think it might be coming up again. Correct me if I'm wrong, but like I really do think that art at a time was treated kind of like video gamings in a sense of get your homework done, get this done, your chores, and then you can do this. When in reality, art is a pathway to a career or to really become something in life and have something to live on with it. The potential is 100% there, just like video gaming now. I mean,
yeah, it is definitely like that. Like back then, everyone just treated video gaming as just, how would I say this? I wouldn't call it a hobby. Well, parents wouldn't call it a hobby, obviously. They would just call it more like wasting time.
Yes.
But like when you compare video gaming back then to art now, they're kind of treating it like the same thing. But then again, you have to understand that you have to grow off of something just to get more in life, you know what I mean? Like, you just have to have a good growing fan base and a good growing community, and then later on in the future, when you start going up ahead, getting bigger, that's when it gets more manageable and reasonable since you're making a living off of this and obviously making money off of this.
Yeah, the Holy
See?
Toaster.
I do want to say it is a bit frustrating sometimes, right? When you see people around you, they say, "Why are you always stuck inside the screen?" Right? And they fail to realize that what you're holding is not a singular task. It's a device that can do one of a billion different things. And just because I'm on it all the time doesn't mean that I'm wasting my time away just watching YouTube videos. I'm trying to make something of myself. I'm not just trying to distract myself from the world around me, right? I wish people would, I don't know, instead of asking why are you doing that, it's more what are you doing, right?
Yeah, it's more of you're actually doing something, but not only just trying to better at something, but it's something that you enjoy, that you truly love to do. You ask some people, why do you like to go out every weekend or hang out with your friends or do this and do that? Because that's something that you enjoy, that really helps you out, mentally, emotionally, whatever you want to say. This is something that you guys love to do. It's amazing. Not only are you trying to make something out of it, but it's also helping you in the process. But yeah, Carol, did you have something to add?
To be honest, they said everything. I don't have anything to add. I agree with everything.
What has been the biggest positive for you guys doing art? Whether that's a project that you completed, whether that's an improved area that you're really good in now that you struggled in back in the day. What is the biggest positive for you when it comes to art? The Holy Toaster, you can go ahead and go, and then we'll have Rayden next after that.
I think that similarly to most art forms, it's like being able to speak in a different way, right? It's first of all, I'm gonna say right off the bat, every picture is worth a million words. I feel like is false. I feel like we should be hailing each one of these different types of art forms in their own respective right. We can't really compare two mediums because they're trying to achieve different things, right? So I think that art forms, just art in general, hell, I would even argue cooking, right? It's you can speak in a different way, and I think the thing that's made me most happy in continuing to do this is being able to find a way to put the ideas in my head and actually give them a voice, right? Because otherwise it's really hard to get people to care or notice or I guess peer into like what is me, right? Because every time you draw, you take a little bit of you and you put it on the paper. So that's what I've really liked so far.
Wow, this is amazing the way you just put that together. Yeah, but a little bit of yourself goes into each piece, and just people being able to see. There's just a different way of speaking, and some people get it, some people don't. But man, when I see some pieces, sometimes I'm just like, wow, like I gotta stop for a second and really look at every detail. I'm like, I could definitely tell some time, some love, and a little bit of piece of that artist was definitely put in that. We got Rayden up next.
All right, a big positive for art is the recognition. The recognition you can get from just doing some art. That's a big thing because sometimes there's like, well, I want to say sometimes, a lot of time, there are people who look at like, let's say like you drew something for them. They look at your art and say, wow, this is really cool. This is really cool. It's nice to know that the person that you drew or like whatever you drew, but they see it. It's nice to hear them say, that's pretty cool. And then sometimes when you get recognition, you can get criticism, something you can do better next time, since it's like it could be because you're practicing, it can be because you're experimenting on different coloring or lining art styles. And then when you have like major recognition, like I've experienced major recognition, like it's nice to say, wow, Lil Nas X knows who I am because Lil Nas X has saw my art before, along with other rappers and artists such as like Uzi, Trippy, all that. It's nice to say like these rappers know I drew art for them or just know I exist in general.
Yeah.
So when you get recognition, that's a big thing because recognition for your art means everything, and that's what starts your career as an artist.
Man,
So
that's
that
awesome. Congratulations, Rayden.
Thank you. I am grateful to be noticed by all of these other rappers and whatnot.
It's awesome,
Like
man.
really thankful.
Makes all that work that you put in worth it. 100%.
Yeah, and plus, let me add on. The more recognition you get, the more motivation you can put in, the more dedication you have, the more effort you'll put in next time when experimenting.
Yep.
Because that's what I'm saying. Recognition means everything when starting a career. See, trust me on that.
For real, man.
All you gotta do is take in the time. You have to be patient, and that's facts.
100%, man. That's an awesome, positive, really big moves there by Rayden. Everybody in here just phenomenal what they do. Up next, we will hear from Aham, though. What is the biggest positive that you have found or you have experienced in your current artist career?
I would say the friendships I've made doing art. With doing art, I was able to meet a lot of people in the community because people like what I do, and then we form a friendship, which is awesome.
Man, this man Aham said #family. So all the friendships, you feel like art really opens the door because once again, you do get those interactions though. You get those people that come time and time again, kind of continuing to support your art, and you start forming just that support group or that group that really always comes by, gives you honest criticism or gives you honest praise, and that just really helps you grow as an artist. So I think you do have something there, man. That the friendships you have made really do help you overall improve, you know. Just like they say, man, your best friend will be the one to call you an a-hole. You know, it's never the guy that doesn't like you. But up next, we will hear from Alpine. What is the biggest positive that you have experienced, that you have found in your current art career?
I wanna be honest.
Yes.
There are many positives. It looks like with negatives, but that's not the point. One of the positive is I actually have another hobby to work with, like other than playing video games, which is really cool. Secondly, I can draw my favorite characters from different games. That's another positive. Thirdly, it's the recognition. Like, at some point I just drew Foda, and Foda recognized me, and after months, Foda commissioned me for like 4 Twitch emails, and I was going insane. I was going crazy. Oh, and the fourth part is, speaking of commissions, money.
Yeah.
Like, the problem is the country where I live doesn't have PayPal. The PayPal stopped its
Oh man.
stopped the thing in like 5 years ago, back in 2016. So I can only get paid on Steam. So I can only buy games or sometimes skins for Brawlhalla, hats for TF2s, etc. That's just one downside. So other than that, yeah, that's it. The recognition, the money, fun, also friendships. I made a lot of friends through Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know if you ever heard of Stale Toast. Her art style is so cute. I adore Stale Toast. I'm gonna
Love
send you her Twitter.
Yeah, send it.
I'm going crazy with this art style. I love her. I mean, that's it.
Shout out to Stale Toast.
Shout out to Stale Toast.
Shout out Stale Toast. But yeah, no, we have that art up right now, and it's once again Amazing. All right. Well, Alpine coming on in, doing some phenomenal things. Looks like did a couple of art things for FOTA. Unfortunately, can only get paid through Steam, but still having fun. Made a lot of friends. Amazing. Anybody else that we haven't heard from? No, I think that is everyone we have heard from those beginnings, the biggest positives. Now, you guys already know what I'm going to ask you guys next. We went over what was the biggest positive. What are some negative things that you guys have experienced in the art world? Or it doesn't even have to be about you. It doesn't have to be a negative experience about you. It could be a negative experience with the community when it comes to art. Maybe it's people scamming or commissions or anything that you guys feel is a big issue in the community or something that you have personally experienced.
Yes, definitely scammers. Since the beginning, I started doing commissions. They came out of nowhere. Scammers are out there. You just gotta be ready for them. Be ready to say you don't want to do that art for free. You don't want to do that art for a shout out. That's you just gonna lower your value, your worth. Your art is more worth than just a shout out. That's what I'm saying actually, because they are out there and they'll try to do anything to get a free art, to get to do use to do a graphic, to do a song. They are just I don't know how to describe this kind of people, but I guess my biggest negative experience was with scammers all over the place. You guys got to be ready for them when they come. I hope none of you has to experience something like that of with scammers, but they'll shut up eventually. You gotta be ready.
Yeah, scammers. Guys, be careful. They're out there for, I think, almost any community. They'll try to pull a fast one. Anybody else, though? Who wants to go next? The Holy Toaster.
Hello. By far the theme I'm sticking to right now is that I'm gonna try to be sticking to like the personal journey, and going along with that, for me, art. One thing that has been again the biggest thing I said before was holding me back was myself, and that could not be more true when it comes to the one, the only, the art block. When I said before that, you know, having self-control is an issue that is a very big problem when it comes to burnout, and you really think, right, like, oh, I can just continue to keep working on this, it's gonna be ready by tomorrow. It's midnight right now, but I promise, like, that this coloring phase only take like I don't know, maybe 30 more minutes. But you feel pressured to continue to keep going. This drive to crunch. It feels like a rush of adrenaline. It feels great in the moment, but one, it's not efficient, and two, I might have even shortened some of the years off of my life with how hard I've tried to finish a piece sometimes. It's not healthy, and it's really hard for someone like me to be able to tell myself when to stop. To give in to desires is really easy, and one of the biggest things that stops me from improving even faster has to be how badly I expend my energy. So.
Wow, and that's just a perspective that we needed to hear. I mean, nobody really talks about that. People just see the end result, right? That final piece that you post on Twitter or wherever that may be. They see that and they're like, wow, that's an amazing piece. It came together great. But not knowing the work that went into that, the time spent to put it all together, and just, man, you wanting to finish that, that's just an insane perspective. I'm glad we were able to hear that on here. So I hope you guys are overall worrying about that self-care and continuing to take care of yourselves at the end of the day. Aham, what do you have for us?
Negatives for art. I don't know much negatives for me. There's not really much for me.
Man, Aham is just perfect for you, huh? No, I'm just
Somewhat, yeah. I just can't think of any negatives.
Really?
Really?
He said, really?
I don't know how, but I haven't had anything bad with art.
Lack of equipment, lack of
No.
connectivity, lack of time to do art, parents not supporting you, friends not supporting you, anything.
No, none. All of those. No. Just I don't see any problems with me and art. Not really.
Wow.
Pickle a ham.
Pickle a hand.
Wow.
What about Raiden or Alpine?
I got something. So basically, a really big negative. Like when you're growing as an artist and you're really good, you're a really good artist. Like imagine that you're a really good artist, and then you get a DM saying that this dude stole your art. That's what you have to deal with when you become a good artist. Art thieves. Because when you know people can't do the work by themselves, so they're gonna just take something from you and claim it as their own. That's why watermarks and logos are a big thing in the art community. Like shoot, I had to deal with that like 2 months ago. But then I was able to. Apparently, my whole community was able to get that account taken down, which is funny because the art account was just stealing art. That's it. Like no crediting the artist, just stealing it and claiming it as their own. And it was like this Brazil dude.
Hey.
Who like okay, look.
What?
It's just look, come on. All right, look. He looked like he was in like a gang, but he was too skinny to be in a gang. He's like one of those like wannabe blood members. That's what he looked like. And
No,
I could tell he was from Brazil because it was in his bio.
Yeah, his location.
So it's not like I'm being so threatful about some. Hey, can you please like take down? Like, can you like please take down or else I'm coming to your location and beating you up? Like, no, it's not like that. Like, I tried to handle it like a man. He disagreed. A lot of people noticed that this dude was stealing art, and it was mainly my community. And they took down the whole account because the whole account was just art thieving. And I haven't seen him since. So when you grow as an artist and get better and posting all your stuff on social media, please deal with art thievery like a man and not like, hey, I'm gonna give you 10 seconds to delete this or else I'm beating your face in. Like, deal like a man, please. And that's all I have. That's just big advice.
And you know, that's insane that you bring that up because I've noticed that a lot, especially with you get these small Twitter accounts that have like one follower, and then you look at their profile picture and it's clearly somebody else's art, and it still has the watermark, but they're still using it.
Well, that's different. What's different about it? Like I even scroll on like Xbox, and people are using my profile picture, my drawing as their profile picture, and I'm like, wow, that's sick. Like when they use art as their profile pictures, sometimes they forget to DM the artist like, "Can I use this in my profile picture?" Like, yeah, I don't mind if you use my art as your profile picture. Just don't go around saying that you drew it, please.
But would it make a difference if that account had one follower versus them having like 100K followers and they were using a profile picture and gave you no credit? Would there be a difference though?
I would say it wouldn't really be a difference because it's already art that I posted. They just think it's cool for themselves. They think it's cool to themselves. It's not like they bought my artwork because let me actually say something. Let me say something for the people growing in art. If you make art for someone, like a specific famous someone, and then you try to sell it, that's illegal. Don't do that, please. because someone was in that same situation and I couldn't help him. I couldn't back him up. That was all him. So don't sell art that you made for someone else. That's illegal. Well, it can be illegal depending on the situation.
Man, yep, that's just insane. But there's so many factors you guys have to worry about, and it's, man, things like that with the images, and then it just being so accessible, being able to find a lot of those on Google is just a lot of things that you guys worry about with people just taking your art, maybe changing it a little bit here and there, and making it their own, or just borderline plagiarizing. It's just insane.
Yeah, and then literally the most that people would do would just be just crop out the logo and then boom, post it. That's
The
it.
watermark, huh?
Yeah. They just tilt it by like a little bit or just crop it out like a little bit. Boom. That's it. Like, hey, look, I did this art. And then now it's not gonna be so fun in games when the original artist finds that post.
For real, wow.
And
All right.
that's all I have to say for the negatives.
Alpine, do you have anything to add about negatives?
The negatives, not getting not motivated, like, or someone calling you, someone trashing you, like you lose your motivation to draw. For my bad experiences, at some point in VolxUp Discord server, someone pointed out me for quote unquote borderline tracing, which I drew Onyx at some point for a commission. And the dude was like, "Oh, you're drawing this for commission. It is borderline tracing." And I was like, "What?" I mean, if you know Onyx is really hard to draw. Really hard to draw. She's a gargoyle. I mean, I have never drawn a gargoyle before.
Mm-hmm.
So, calling out, she's someone calling you out as a tracer, which is kind of weird and also unmotivating.
Oh yeah.
Another bad side of the downside of the drawing is someone tracing your art, which is actually really funny. Like if you trace a scene from a video game or a cartoon anime and using it as a art, I mean, as long as you show the reference image, that's fine. I traced before. Hold on, I also have a example for that, which is really old from like last year. Hold on, I have to find it. I mean, you can trace an art and show the reference image you used. I drew the I forgot the skin. Radiant Ember skin on this Zelda art.
Whoa.
And I posted it. I posted the Zelda 2.
Yo, this is amazing.
I mean, no. Oh, it's from last year. This is like my first drawing on Medibank, which is I'm still currently using. I think that's all, I guess. I mean, I don't have an. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Bad experiences at all, other than art block.
Yeah.
I prioritize video games over art. That's why.
That's why.
I mean, like I said, I have been playing this game for 3 months, and I think I didn't draw at all in 3 months, which is really amazing.
Wow. Man, well, it was awesome to hear from every single one of you guys. I think the Holy Toaster has something to add.
Just a small tidbit, something I've heard from an art teacher before. One of the strongest ways to try to counteract art block is, if not do a small doodle every day, then at least try to just observe art every day. Keep your mind thinking about it. Because if you don't, that's why I usually have my Pinterest page open. So whenever I feel like I can't draw, at least I'll just look at other things and, keep the motivation and the idea of creativity in my mind. So.
Wow, very good tip. I think, guys, we have heard some phenomenal knowledge on this podcast. We have heard some negatives, some positives. Anything else that you guys want to add? This is your guys' time. Otherwise, we are going to go ahead and close down here momentarily. So, but if you guys have a last minute question or anything you guys want to add, let's go ahead and hear it now.
Actually, I wanted to bring out a topic inside art, since we all are here visual artists, right? We work with illustration. I wanted to bring out the topic of copyright, and very similar to the previous one, talking about people getting your art and taking off your logo and just saying it's theirs. When do you think tracing it's allowed, and when do you think it's a transformative work, which is passed through copyright law? You can actually do that by copyright law. When does a transformative work? When do you think this happens? What work you can do and what work you cannot do? What do you guys think?
I haven't really been too much into that. I don't think I'm big enough to really worry about copyright or even art stealing yet. But on the topic of tracing itself, I've for a long time before I really started to truly do art, I would trace nearly every drawing that I made. And I'm gonna say off the bat that I feel like with tracing, it should be a tool, not just a finished product, right? Unless the medium you're going for is specifically like an edit, like going into TV scenes and tracing over characters to try to replace them with what you did. Specifically, I think I would draw the line at passing it off as something that you did entirely yourself, right? Because tracing, if you're gonna post it online, you should say this was a practice. I traced this specific piece, right?
So, Toaster, what you're saying is tracing is okay when you use it as a tool of study. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying mostly.
Cool. I totally agree with you. Actually, to trace the lines, it helps a lot to understand that specific artist, to know why he did those lines, to understand why he did that process of thinking. I agree with you. As a tool of study is really good. But in other cases, besides tracing, what cases you think it's a transformative work? When someone takes your art, for example, a pose of a character, and does exactly the same with a building on the back, exactly the same building, but instead of being the character you drew, they put their OC. In the same pose, same aspects, everything else the same. They just put their OC in it. Not a tracing.
If someone were to do that, sorry.
Oh no! I'm just going to say it is not being a tracing. They redid in their own style, but the same pose, same everything, just their OC in it.
Well, I think that would be fine, right? If someone did that to my thing, as long as if they said this is the place where I took it from, right, or this is what I based it off of, I think that would be fine. I don't see harm in that. Again, the only thing I would draw the line at is if they were trying to pass it off, and kind of throw you under the bus, right?
So you think the correct way?
That's usually where I would.
What? Sorry?
No, go on. Sorry.
Okay, so you're saying that if they mention you as the original work, do you think that's passable of copyright? They can do that.
I think they should be able to. Yeah.
Cool. Anyone else has another opinion to show about tracing or copyright reasons? Ahem, Alpine, Rayden,
No. Nothing.
Actually, as long as it's not an original drawing, or as long as it's a meme, I think it's fine. As long as if you credit the meme or whatever, like a scene, I think it's fine. As long as you credit the thing. I mean, it doesn't have to be completely tracing. You can just highly reference it, which is a thing I do. I highly reference it, not tracing it. There's a difference.
Yeah, because you can use like 50 different references and do something totally different from the reference, right? I've done that a million times. You can search up 50 dogs and do one of them in a different pose. That's not a copy. That's reference. Totally
Yeah,
agree
it's
with you.
reference for anatomy.
Yeah.
That's what
You
mainly tracing goes to. It's just for anatomy practice.
Yeah, it's a very useful tool. But you guys agree with Toaster when someone says it's from words English. They need to credit you and say this is where I get the idea from and put this in my style. That's not stealing. That's not copyright in your opinion, Alpine, him, Raiden, right?
Yeah,
That's what you
I
think?
can agree with that.
Yes.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to bring this out because it's constantly coming up to me thinking about that when it's stealing and when it's not. I guess people should be interested in hearing this opinion from actual artists like you yourselves. Thank you, everyone.
All right, with that being said, guys, it is 11:03. It is time for us to close our doors, but we will once again go through our introductions. Want to hear your name again? Any social media accounts that you may have, go ahead and just verbally say. We'll go ahead and start with Aham.
Okay. So do I just do the introduction again that I said earlier?
This
Or... I forgo.
Your name and socials.
Yeah, no, it's Aham at Ahamu on Twitter. Yeah.
Next.
The thing is, I can't really pronounce it in English, so I'm just gonna send the link in your DMs.
He's gonna slide in my DMs.
Yeah, I can't pronounce it in English. And when I pronounce it in my actual language, it's really weird because you can't type it.
Alperin 5841.
Actually, it's
Alperin?
really close to the actual pronunciation.
Alperin?
Nope.
Alperin?
Alperen.
Frickets. Oh, that's really close. That's
Alperen.
almost accurate. Yeah, that's almost accurate.
Opening.
5841.
Just call me Alp. Or
Random.
Hey, I have his social media up right now so everybody can see it anyway.
Nice.
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 Next.
Me. People make sure to check out my Twitter is Carol_justget. Just check out my art. It's everyone there. Just go.
Next.
You can just follow me on Twitter or Instagram. Both names are the same. It's just Raiden_XDD. It's simple like that. If you're lazy to type it, that's tough.
And then last but not least.
Guessing me now. You can follow me on Twitter. I only really ever post on Twitter. At the whole toaster, not whole with a W, by the way. And I'm doing a drawing every day, and I will be for the next entire year. So, bye-bye.
Oh, that's awesome. Anyways, I want to thank every single person in this podcast for being here. Every single person out there watching, thank you guys so much for being here. We really appreciate the support. We really appreciate the panel being here, adding to the negatives, the positives, really talking about the art. I think we really heard a lot of good points, a lot of good knowledge that we could just take back, kind of spread that throughout the community, maybe make it a little bit better, bring more awareness. But once again, I do want to challenge you guys. I want to challenge you guys to follow these artists, to continue to support their art, and overall continue to bring awareness to how much work they put into their work, how much just passion they have for the things that they do, and how the time they take to learn new techniques to continue to improve in their art. Every single one of these individuals that we have here today has been continuing to improve, will continue to improve, and we wish them nothing but the best. Once again, everyone, thank you guys so much for being here. Alpine, Ahab, Carol, Rayden, the Holy Toaster. Thank you guys so much. We really appreciate you guys. Everyone have a wonderful Sunday. VolxUp. Peace out, everybody.
you.